YouTube family? Welcome back, or welcome to Recruiting Board Special Edition. So, guys, I literally just had this idea. I'm just gonna get this straight off the noggin. I'm basically gonna react to the top rankings that the MIA releases every week, and I just wanted to give my thoughts on it, what I would do for some of these rankings. I'm not going to react to every single division. It was just something I had on my mind 10 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to start recording. Bro, in this creator space, sometimes when you get this energy and motivation, you just got to run with what you're thinking it would be good for the people and would be good content. I've wanted to do these things before, but I was like, what if people don't want to listen? Well, guess what? That's not going to hold me back now, and it's not going to hold me back in the future. If there's anything I learned from doing a top 10 video this preseason, it's that people want to hear my opinion. People want to be talked about, and that's what we're going to do here on Recruiting Board. I don't report to a newspaper outlet. I don't report to anybody. So it's my thoughts, it's my opinions, and I can say what I want. So let's jump into the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. These are just my opinions. It doesn't make them right or wrong. Let's see. This is as of October 10th at 4 a.m. So Needham jumps up to 1, Lincoln Sudbury at 2, St. John's Prep at 3, Xaverian at 4, Methuen at 5. So you see, this is where somebody's really gonna have to explain how these rankings started to me, because I don't understand how Needham loses a game to Milton. They only scored 9 and allowed 10. They still lost, and somehow they move up over LS, who won and didn't let up a point to Wayland, right? I'm just so confused how this works. What does Lincoln Sudbury have to do to remain the top spot then? Because they shut out a team, they score a bunch of points. Like, what are they supposed to run up the score or something to like stay at number 1? They beat Methuen, who's ranked number 5. They lost their only game, and that was to Needham. I understand that logic. Needham ahead of LS. I get that. However, okay, well then you have Xaverian over Springfield Central, who has 1 loss, and that's to a team that's not even in the MIAA. Bro, I get it. It's a point-based system and all this, and there's so many different factors. If anything, that loss now for Lincoln Sudbury should be boosted because they only lost by 1 to now a top-ranked team in Division 1. Again, I just don't quite understand how Needham moved back up and they lost when they weren't even ranked ahead of Lincoln Sudbury, and they had beaten Lincoln Sudbury. So, I think LS is a tremendous team. I have personally seen them play. A lot of teams were sleeping on them, including me. They have tremendous players. They actually can make a run in the Division 1 playoffs, without a doubt. I think they're being done dirty right here at being moved down to number 2. St. John's Prep at number 3. I mean, they're 5-0. They make an argument that they should be number 1, only because Prep hasn't lost yet. Prep now, though, is moving into the hardest part of their schedule. They'll have BC High, they'll have CM, and of course they'll have Xaverian that can honestly make or break their power ranking. If they do lose to BC High or Catholic Memorial or any of the games left on their schedule, what does that do to them? They're ranked number 3. What do they have to do to move up to number 1? Prep, again, the defending state champions. This team isn't quite as loaded as they were last year. St. John's Prep has the culture where they always reload and they can continue to build. Xaverian at 4. In my top 5, I would definitely have them, so I don't really think that too far off. Methuen at 5. I love my guys over in Rangers Nation. I think 5 might be a little bit too strong as of right now. Methuen, though, is finding their foot, and watch out for them in the playoffs, because we've seen these past couple of years that they are a team that you have to have circled on your schedule if Methuen falls to you. They do put up points against anybody. They had their only stumble of the year against Lincoln Sudbury. Springfield Central at number 6. Honestly, I don't have to go too much into explanation about that one. With having only 1 loss, I just think that they're always robbed every year of playoff seeding. Knocks out a really good team early because they have to play Springfield Central because they have some whack whack-ass playoff seeding. And currently, right now, they're at number 6. Again, what do they have to do to move up on their schedule when they beat a team like Xaverian who's ranked ahead of them? If the playoffs started today, right, Xaverian would host them in a playoff game. It's just criminal to me. With 2 losses on their record, that Springfield Central would have to go to Xaverian and play a game. I feel bad because I haven't seen Springfield Central play. I love those fans. They're some of my favorite ones. But I pretty much always show out for the playoff games for them because they're always in it. However, number 6, that's too low for them. Number 7, Natick. I think that's a little bit high for a 3-2 team, especially when you got Everett sitting all the way down there at 16 when they beat BC High and lost to only Xaverian. Nothing against Natick. I do think that they're a good team. They got some great players over there. But 7 right now is a little bit too high. BC High at 8. I don't disagree with that. Andover at 9. Don't disagree with that. Weymouth 4-1. And Franklin 4-1. I might switch those 2 out. Only because Weymouth kind of got handled pretty badly by Milton, who somehow rose Needham stock, by the way. So I guess we got to take that into consideration if we're looking at it from an MIAA standpoint. Franklin did lose to Duxbury, so there is that. Man, they have a tough next couple of weeks, though. They got Central Catholic, Attleboro, and Milford to end out their regular season. I don't know where I would put these guys right now. I would probably give it to Franklin right now. Franklin would be able to probably beat Weymouth if they played each other. So here is my top 10. For Division 1, I would give it to Springfield Central at 1, St. John's Prep at 2, Xaverian 3, Needham 4, Lincoln Sudbury 5, Methuen 6, Everett 7, BC High 8, Andover 9, Franklin 10. I think a couple of teams that are just on the outside, Weymouth, Natick, Braintree, Taunton, they are just outside of it. They still have time to move up or down. You know, the season isn't over, and some of these teams have some really hard teams on their schedule. Like a team like Franklin, these next couple of weeks, literally every single game is a playoff game for them. And again, a team like Methuen, who's got to play Bill Ricker, they got to play Tewksbury. One team I do want to justify, of course, is Everett, putting them at number 6. They played Xaverian week 1, and Xaverian looked like a team who could win the Division 1 Super Bowl. From what I saw out of them on Friday night, they will be a dangerous team in the playoffs. And that was Coach Flores' first game as a head coach, was against Xaverian. First game in a new offense, a new defense, new staff. I don't care who you are, that's not going to be easy. And I personally think that if they're a team that they can definitely do some damage in the playoffs, no matter who they play. They have the athletes. They have the guys. They can score a lot of points. The only thing with Everett, they just have to stay healthy, and this playoff seeding stuff has to go their way. Again, I don't really know what more they can do. I have high hopes for the Crimson Tide, though. But that's where I would leave it today. Next, let's roll into Division 2. Catholic Memorial, let's be honest, they're definitely number 1. No doubt about it there. KP, number 2. I love that. Barnstable, number 3. Again, I love that. Marshfield, 4. Peabody, 5. Bishop Feion. Yo, Bishop Feion are lighting dudes up right now. You go watch what they're doing. I'm telling y'all right now. They killed some team the other day. They're scoring some points down there. North Andover at 7 at 3-1. I don't know about that. I would probably have them over Marshfield, honestly. Wellesley at 8 at 2-3. That's kind of interesting. Bridgewater, Raynham at 9 at 1-4. Okay. Belmont at 3-2 at number 10. How is Winchester at number 12 and they're at 4-1? But you got a team with 1-4 at number 9. That doesn't make sense. With D2, for the most part, I agree with actually this alignment, minus having Bridgewater, Raynham at 9. We definitely need to switch that out with Winchester. This is how I would do the top 10. I have watched Wellesley play 2-3. I actually do think that they are a better team than what that indicates. Their loss against Dedham, I mean, you can go watch that on my channel. I mean, if some calls and some things are different, they definitely win that game. Poirier wasn't on the field, and they did have some other injuries. They definitely are a talented team in Division 2, that is for sure. North Andover, I liked what I saw out of them. You know, against Methuen, they just didn't have the guys go score for score with them. However, they are a grinder of a team. If you go out and play North Andover, you better be ready. You better be able to defend both the run and the pass because they're good at both. Also, Barnstable. I'm rocking with Barnstable, man. I think this is kind of their year where you're starting to see some things turn around for them. Last year in the sevens in 2022, they had a really strong 7-on-7 circuit, but then in the year they didn't quite put things together like they wanted to. I'm starting to see now those guys that lit it up last year for them are now lighting it up. They're a very strong team. I love Coach Jacola. I think he's got a lot of great energy, and I love the type of high-flying offense they got going. They got a great quarterback who's putting up their numbers. Chevy's doing great. Chevy's doing great for them in all three facets of the game. They got a running back who's balling out. They got plenty of dogs down in Barnstable, that's for sure. I would love to see a KP Barnstable game. I think that would be very interesting. A team that can spread it out on you versus a team that loves to run it. Nothing better than that. Peabody at 5. Yo, Peabody, here's something. I probably will be at the Winthrop game on Thursday if you're seeing this. So good luck, Tanners. Yo, just a side note, I'm not trying to be this guy, but I'm just gonna be this guy, man. Dinman RVT, right? This is just sad, bro. They are ranked number 22. They are 2-2, and the 3 teams ahead of them are all 0-5. Bro, what are we doing? MIAA, can somebody please explain that to me in the comments? Can somebody please explain that to me on Twitter? I just don't get that. What are these kids playing for if teams that literally have no wins are going to be ranked ahead of them? Division 3. So this one I am very excited for, y'all. Milton at 1, which that's pretty predictable. Milford at 2, which again I think is predictable. Billerica at 3, which I'm loving. I want to see Billerica make a run, man. They are finally making some noise in the MVC, and this week they have the chance to take over completely by beating Methuen. If Billerica can beat Methuen, that would be huge for them. I would be so in on Billerica moving into the playoffs. It'll be very interesting, man. Steven Gentile versus Drew Eason, bro. That's going to be a game and a half. I don't know if I'll be there yet. I plan on being at another game. Maybe I will be. Don't really know. Let me know in the comments below. That is such a loaded top 3. Milton, Milford, and Billerica. That is a loaded top 3. Walpole at 4, who is 2-3. Okay. Dartmouth at 5, at 5-0. Woburn at 6, 4-1. Mansfield 2-3. West Springfield 4-0. Westfield 5-0. West Attleboro 4-1. But yo, if you guys keep looking down here, I'm kind of loving this though. You got Doherty at 4-1. Lynn Classical 4-1. Hopkinton 4-1. There's some competition down here in D3, bro. Minneshaug 2-2. Hey, they're not a bad team though. One of those losses was to Springfield Central. Don't forget about that. North Attleboro, they play in a tough conference. I'm actually really loving how there's so many good teams in D3 with strong records already in this point of the season. I think that's going to make a lot of great upsets and great competition in the playoffs. We saw that last year. D3 had some of the best games. Hanover versus Milton, if you knew that. Milton versus Marblehead. Also, Dartmouth at 5-0. I'm rocking with that team as well, bro. Any team that's 5-0 up to this point in the season, you gotta respect. This is how I'd rank my top 10 teams in D3. Let's see how it plays out this week. D4. Let's get the screenshot there. Yo, Malden Catholic actually got some guys. I'm going to say this right now. Jaden Williams and Ben Howard have both made my the dogs of the week because they are gamers. So low-key, I actually kind of want to put them at number 10. Wayland just outside at number 11. You know, they lost to Lincoln Sudbury this week where they got blown out. Somehow that dropped Lincoln Sudbury, if I can remind you. How the hell, though, is Melrose 16 at 4-1? You got Marlboro at 4-1. You got Amherst at 5-0, bro. There's so many teams here in Division 4 that are like lower on here and they have wins. I mean, dude, this is going to be really tough for some of these people to make the playoffs. I don't even know how they're going to be able to explain this in Division 4. I mean, some of these teams might knock each other out. How are you really sitting here if you're Holston being ranked number 2 and you're 2-3 and you got all these other teams at 4-1? But I can't put them at number 2. I can't put Scituate at number 5, that's for sure. I would put Burlington higher. Burlington's got some great wins this season. Also, you gotta move Melrose into your top 10, bro. Here are the top teams for Division 5. That's quite a loaded top 3. Foxborough, Hanover, and Shawsheen. Hanover especially, bro. I think if Hanover was in D3, they possibly could win D3. They are lighting it up. A lot of people didn't know how they were going to respond when Landolfi left for the season, and they are lighting it up. Scalzi is a dog. Makai Bryan is a dog. They got so many guys down there, in Hanover. They started off on a really good foot. Them beating Duxbury for the first time in I don't know how many years. I heard it was like 20-something. They realized we're a really good team and we can beat anybody. Dude, I love that tweet from whoever runs that Foxborough Twitter account. They said, don't forget, there is an undefeated team in Foxborough. Dude, I'm loving that though, bro. Foxborough at number 2. They got a tough next couple of weeks though, bro. I would love to see Foxborough making a run and going to Gillette. That would be so dope. Foxborough, I'm on your team. Shawsheen Valley Tech, I'm also on your team. Any tech school that's going to make a run in the playoffs, bro, recruiting board loves you. Danvers at number 4. Hell yeah, I'm loving that. Dedham number 5. Ooh, dude, I would love to see those two teams play, bro. I know both those programs, Dedham and Danvers, if they played each other, dude, that would be so tough. I might, though, have to give that one to Dedham. I love Dedham. I think they could spread it out on anyone. They have a big win over Wellesley week 1. I want to shout out Gloucester, though, all the way down at 21, bro. I used to live right across the street from the high school, and I love Gloucester, bro. Fisherman, I hope you guys can beat Saugus this week. Let's go. I miss the days when Gloucester was dominant. A lot of you kids watching this were too young. But back in the day, Gloucester used to run D3. Ain't nobody was beating Gloucester back in the day. I really want to go to one of these smaller school games because, like, Dedham versus Wellesley was so lit when I went. And if you go watch, it has so many more views than so many of my other videos. And I've gotten so much support from both of those fan bases. So if there is like a D5, D6, D7, D8 game maybe, y'all let me know what game it is in the comments below. If it's on the schedule, if it's entertaining and I like it and there's some sort of story built into it, right? I'll probably pop out for something like that, bro. No lie. Alright, let's move on to my final reaction to Division 6. Yo, Salem at number 1, bro. Salem was a team in the 7s. They, like, lit everyone up in the 7s this summer. And I'm telling you, I was hearing rumblings about Salem way before the 7s this summer. I was hearing that they were going to be the team to beat. If you go look at what their receiver did this past week, hold up. That kid's going to be a dog of the week. I'm telling you right now. Quinn Rocco Ryan, 4 receptions, 193 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 punt return for a touchdown, a fumble recovery for a touchdown, 5 TDs in total. That's a dog right there. So yeah, he's going to be on the list. Salem, that's a team that's going to be making a deep playoff run, probably going to Gillette. Cardinal Spellman, yo, good luck to you guys. You guys have to play a red-hot Bishop Feehan this week, who's killing everybody. If you guys win against Bishop Feehan, yo, I may actually put y'all ahead of Salem, no lie, to win the D6 championship. Linfield at 4. Bro, I'm loving all this North Shore love. The Linfield coach is the man, by the way. They're a good team. They definitely make some noise, definitely in the 7s. So I'm not surprised that they're sitting here at 4-0. Swampscott, they're making a rebound after last year. There's definitely some competition, though, in D6 as well. Maynard sitting at 4-1. Nipmuc Regional sitting at 4-1. I'm telling you, man, these Division 6 teams, there's a lot of great competition. If I'm a college coach around here and I'm a Division 2, Division 3 guy and I need to find some studs, you can find plenty in these lower division schools. Yeah, that's my reactions for the top 10s for a couple of divisions. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Tell me some teams, tell me some stories in the comments below of guys I should be covering. Let me know what you think, though. I'm Alex Agro of the Recruiting Board. I'll see you next week. I'm Alex Agro of the Recruiting Board, and I am signing off.